Hi everyone, it's George Kazara here. I'm broadcasting from the Canadian Screen Award, which celebrates excellence in television and movies from Canada. Big night tonight. Jason Priestley, Jan Arden, Noah Reid, Wendy Crewson, an icon, and much more. So I'm happy to be here and introduce you to phenomenal Canadian talent. Have a great day. Enjoy the show. And where there's a lot of competition between who you wanted to use.
Stefan really seemed like an amazing choice for the inaugural award because he has had such a trajectory in Canada. And then, and he's very proud of his Canadian roots. And, it's not like he left. He's still very much here. And we just wanted to be able to celebrate his success, which has been really phenomenal. So.
And one last question, if you don't mind. Getting people more access to see Canadian movies before the award shows. How can we improve upon that? I remember TIFF used to have like the Canadian weeks and the whole bit, and that seems to be dissipating a bit. So how do we improve upon that?
So this year we did launch the Canadian Screen Arts Festival. So we brought nominated films across Canada in partnership with Cineplex, and I think that we learned a lot from that. And I'm excited to sort of grow that and expand that program next year. So, I think we can be a part of that because these films aren't necessarily huge commercial box office films that you make a lot of money off by putting in the theater. So I think that's a role we can really play.
Well, I have to say, I have an amazing designer in Stefan Karras who always puts me in a gorgeous gown.
Beyond gorgeous. It's stunning at all.
Oh, thank you.
We met at the very first time I was working one of the elections, and you came for an early election.
That's right.
And I embarrassed you by calling you a Canadian icon.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I remember this. I remember this because I thought, oh, shh.
Exactly.
People are looking around like, who? What is it? I go, never mind. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
As long as you weren't embarrassed.
Just shot an episode of a web series that actually won Best Digital Series this year at the Canadian Screen Awards called How to Buy a Baby. It's a really, really funny CBC comedy about infertility. And it was such a fantastic time. A wonderful female director Adriana Meggs was there, and she let me shadow her on set one day, which was really unnecessarily lovely of her.
The camaraderie between groups is always very, very special.
Yeah, and I love that about Canada. Everyone's always trying to lift each other up.
Tell me about you're the director, correct?
Yes.
Tell me how the concept and what inspired you to make the movie.
I saw an ESPN news piece about the Kugluktuk Grizzlies, young people in Nunavut who changed their lives through coming together, building community and sport, and I was deeply moved. This process has been like living reconciliation collaboration between the South and the North, and these incredible young people nominated tonight, many for their first film, is really exciting.
But the rest of you, how exciting was it to be in a movie with this lady? And what were you looking from her as a first timer? What kind of inspiration were you looking for? And you're gorgeous.
Thank you. I think most of us didn't even realize the scale of the movie, like what it was going to be, how it was going to turn out. A lot of us were kind of just like, okay, like it's a movie, like whatever. But, or at least I know that's how I personally felt. But to come together at the end and see just how impactful, just how moving, and just how beautiful this movie is, it's more than I expected when we started.
And what about you, gentlemen? What was the most challenging thing for you to do in the movie? You can all jump in like the Beatles.
Some of the most challenging parts of the movie was the really deeply emotional parts where, you go through a lot of trauma in life, and I tried to use that as my motivation to bring out the emotions that I needed to put out there, and that was really hard, but it was very much worth it because we're here now and we're sending a message to the world that we're strong, resilient Inuit, and we always will be, and we always have been.
And how did the whole idea come about?
For the film, well, we made this film in our 4th year at Ryerson, actually, as a short film, and then a few years later we expanded it into a feature film. So the genesis was at film school.
And where were you when you found out you were nominated today?
I don't actually remember where we were. I think I was like...
You were actually at the press conference.
I was at the press conference. I was invited. by the Canadian Academy, but I was in a hotel in Whitehorse when they called me. So it's pretty great.
Congratulations. Have a great time tonight.
Thank you so much.
Where were you when you found out you were nominated?
I was actually here at the ceremony with some friends, and they announced that I was nominated, and my jaw hit the floor.
Was it a surreal moment, or was you kind of expecting it in the back of your brain?
I definitely didn't expect it, but I didn't know what to think of it because I don't view art in sense of winning or losing or competitive sort of nature. It stressed me out a little bit because it's like, well, you know, is it a tuxedo event? What do I have to wear? I mean, I'm the guy who rolls around in ripped up jeans, so once I sort of accepted it and decided I'm going to turn this into a big party, I'm going to bring my parents, I'm going to bring my friends, and we're just going to enjoy the heck out of it, then, you know, that's what we've done so far.
Tell us about the movie, please.
It is, it's called What Walla Wants. It's a documentary feature film, and it's nominated for 3 Canadian Screen Awards, Best Feature-Length Documentary, Best Editing, and Best Cinematography.
And how difficult was it to find an editor and a cinematographer that shared your vision and your storyline?
Actually, I was the cinematographer, so that was an easy sell. But the editor we worked with, we had a wonderful Canadian editor working with an editor in Denmark. It was a Danish-Canadian co-production, so we, and they're colleagues that I've worked with before, so.
Congratulations on the show. I hear it being picked up by Netflix.
Yes, well, it had been picked up previously. U.S. Netflix is about to drop the season 3 on April the 3rd, and I know a lot of our U.S. fans and international fans are very happy about that because
it's U.S., U.K., and Australia. I don't know if it's all of. I don't know if it's all that. Like I don't know if it's dropping in Asia. But yeah, the American fans have been just. They've been just miserable because they've been hearing about season 3 airing in Canada, going, "When did we get it? How long do we have to wait?"
Now,
So,
do you have psychic ability? Because you just answered every question I had in my brain. So tell me what's upcoming with Kim's Convenience.
Oh, I don't know. Well, we have a season finale that's airing in a couple of days. That is the last episode in our 3rd season, and then before we know it, we'll be back at work shooting our 4th season. So, I mean, it's such an incredibly fortunate position to be in. It's great to be, going back to work with these guys, time after time, and it's a privilege to have been able to do it now for four years. Really, I mean, how many shows get to do that?
How long did the whole look take?
About 2 hours.
2 hours. That's not bad. You're great. How many outfits did you go through before you chose this?
5.
That's not that bad.
I was very nervous today.
Yeah. So I want a question. Who inspired you? Because I grew up to The Great Imposter from Michelle DuBarry and Michelle Ross. Like, who inspired?
Those are my. I love them. They're like my aunts and grandmas. They're
Rusty
very.
Ryan.
Yes. Very special. So I grew up with them. I grew up with Chris Edwards, who passed away.
Right.
So
Yes,
bless her. And Stephonda Cox. These are women in our community that just were like doing it at a young age, especially Michelle Ross. She's a pillar. We sat down, had a conversation one day, and she told me about her life, and she's a beautiful, well-rounded person. She's traveled the world, and like that inspired me to do more and to like reach those goals,
So you know now that you're an inspiration now.
I'm figuring it out. Yeah.
I wrote the series Mohawk Girls.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, thank you very much. And it was for an episode in our last season, so it's a real celebration for us of all the time and effort we put into the show, creating an Aboriginal show that really resonated with audiences worldwide and among an array of people. So it's really a proud moment for us.
So a double nominee, aren't you?
Yes, right.
How does it feel about that?
The writing nomination was a beautiful thing that I was not expecting, and it's my name on that nomination, but the whole writing team, we worked so together collectively to do that whole thing. So,
how did you come up with the idea for Caught?
Well, Lisa Moore wrote the novel. Tech at Crosby at E1, our distribution company, gave it to me in a meeting and said, and Lisa lives 5 minutes from my house in Newfoundland. And I'm friends with her, but for some reason I hadn't read that book, and Lisa Teka gave it to me, and I read it. Barry Chafin, I read it in like 5 hours, and we were both like, we got to do this.
And how long did it take from reading the novel to making the actual miniseries?
About 3 years.
Well, time well done. Yeah, congratulations.
It takes about an idea to be something is usually around 3 years.
Very shy and demure, I've noticed. You don't.
Is that a joke? Dimples. Is that a joke, Dimples?
What's it like being here tonight?
Hey, if you can't have fun at these kinds of things, that they're honoring your nomination, they're honoring your show, you're a proud Canadian, then you shouldn't come. Then just don't come. You know what I mean? I think they're always a bit stressful, just because like Melanie Scrofano over there, who's looking so beautiful. She starred on my show, second season of Bad Blood. It's just great to see her and everybody else here and there. But yeah.
Quick question: how different is the writing for a live-action show versus an animated show?
It's not really that different writing for the characters, but one of the nice things about Corner Gas live action, we always had these little fantasy sequences built in, and now with the animation, we can take those fantasy sequences farther. So we're having a lot of fun with that.
What's it like being the hardest working Canadian on Canadian television and all of that? Like you switch the station and there you are again.
It's just exhausting, but somebody's got to do it. It's great. It's an honor, and I haven't actually been part of the CSAs before, so it's fun to come back.
So what are you looking forward to the most?
Well, hopefully winning.
Comes in handy, doesn't it, though?
It would be nice. It would be nice.
I remember you winning an Emmy watching you on television.
I was a much younger man when that happened. But tonight I'm also presenting the Icon Award to the kids in the hall.
Okay, your comic timing is genius.
Thank you.
I love watching you every time I see you.
Coming from a Canadian, the funniest people on the planet, thank you.
Yeah, your episode of Friends?
Oh,
Pee on the floor.
Prove it. Prove it. Show us.
I can't. I'm wearing Depends.
So mine.
Nice to meet both of you. Really, congratulations.
Thank you.
So what's it like working on Cardinal? How's that intensity work for you?
It is fantastic. It's fantastic. It's the best part I've ever had. And
you're a man with you had a lot of successes.
I've had a lot of
Rocketeer,
wonderful, opportunities. But I have to say, I think this is the best part that I've ever had the honor of playing. And I think maybe I should just retire after this, because I don't know how it can be better.
Recipient of the award.
I'm thrilled and almost speechless, and it just feels so great at this time to get an award, because as a woman in comedy, and especially as an old woman in comedy, you sort of start to think, well, it's all over. But the weird thing is, it isn't.
Your talent will never die.
Oh, thank you.
Let me just start this by talking about myself, okay? Okay. I suffer from insomnia.
Okay.
I've never watched Working Moms.
Okay.
You know how CBC have these late night show after show after show? I've just flipped on the station, watched, got immediately hooked. Was up to like 6 o'clock in the morning.
I'm so sorry.
So, oh, no, are you kidding? It could have been other things. So, a phenomenally funny show. So congratulations.
Thank you.
So what's in the future? Like, tell me more. I'm a newbie
You're a new
to work.
fan.
I'm a newbie.
How much have you watched?
Oh, that's a good thing.
I watched 4 episodes.
Oh, you have so much more to
I'm
go.
beyond newbie. I'm like I'm embryonic.
You're embryonic. Give yourself time, lots of snacks, hydrate, don't be afraid to pause it, use the washroom.
I'm Polish. Martinis and washrooms. My life.
You got this, you got this. But I will promise you have a lot of fun ahead of you.
Congratulations. What's it like to play a Canadian icon like that?
Oh, it's such an honor. I mean, like, my mom's Canadian, and I hadn't been here before filming. So it's been such an incredible experience that this is the way I get to know Canada, and I get to portray this incredible Canadian icon. I can't tell you how in awe I am that I get to have this experience.
And now that the show is on Netflix, the audience has expanded. What's the response been across the world for your show?
It's been so thrilling. In 191 countries and territories around the world. It's so crazy, on social media. It's like, we're big in Brazil, we're big in Poland. It's so fantastic.
It's incredible.
I'm just mind-boggled all the time.
Congratulations on your nomination.
Oh, thank you
How
so
are
much.
you feeling tonight?
Oh, excited. Happy.
You realize that you're both stunning today. You look absolutely gorgeous. The whole bit. What are you looking forward to tonight?
I'm looking forward to I guess seeing everybody. Like, I'm so excited. Like, I'm honored. We're so honored to be among like Schitt's Creek and Working Moms and Letterkenny. We think they're great shows. Wonderful.
Yeah. There you go. Tell me about how excited are you to be nominated tonight?
Oh, I'm proud because it's a show I love. And I know that the audience love this show as much as I do, and I feel like it's really special what these characters are. I was about to say exposing of themselves. I feel like it's a show we don't talk very much on that show. We follow the case, obviously, but there's so much that's happening in silence, and the audience, they see all of that. And I don't know. I feel like it's the kind of TV that I love to watch, and I'm so grateful to be making that kind of TV.
Hi guys.
Congratulations on your win.
Thanks very much.
Hi. Why thank you so much. That's nice. Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you.